G'day guys and welcome to the Purebred Reds Adelaide United Fan TV. I am your host as always, Ellis Gelios. We are here tonight to preview the big game on Sunday afternoon against the Perth Glory, and I have with me a special guest today, Hugh Schuitemaker, who does some outside work in the media. Do you want to quickly just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, Hugh?
Oh, thank you very much for having me here, Ellis. I am the senior editor of the Daily Football Show, so just making sure that the site gets content going, and generally reporting on news, recapping matches.
And if for those that aren't familiar with the Daily Football Show, it is Australia's most comprehensive daily football show. There's no question about that. I've been listening since it first launched, and those that don't know that it exists are certainly missing out in their life. So make sure you check that out. It's a daily broadcast show, Monday to Friday in the afternoons, and always keeping Australian football fans very much up to date with the know of what is happening in the football world. So
thank you for the kind words.
Yeah, so we are very thankful that we have that in our lives now. Also just want to quickly point out, we are officially for the first time in the New Look studio today as well. So it's a milestone day for us, moving into a New Look studio where we will be putting out bigger and better things from now on. So all good things there, Hugh. Now getting into the game on Sunday against the Glory. So ins for Adelaide, just to begin with, we've got Vince Leah, who's been promoted, and Mirko Bolan, who has also been promoted. Vince Leah definitely like a squad player at best, but and I'm sure most United fans know how critical Mirko Bolan is going to be in that midfield this season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really excited to see. I want to see more of him. You know, really excited to see what he can bring us.
Yeah, and do you think, just from your early observations, that he's very much bringing to the table this season exactly what Adlung was last season, if not more?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, exactly what I was going to relate him to Adlung. Exactly.
Yeah, so long as he stays injury free, we should expect that we've got at least the equal player of a Daniel Adlung, if not an upgrade.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, a lot of experience, a lot of depth there.
Well, good that we agree on that. Now for our outs. Officially none, but unavailable is unfortunately both of our number 9s, Bubba Diawara and George Blackwood. Is this going to become a bit of a broken record this season?
Yeah, it's unfortunate with Bubba Diawara. You know, even over the last 2 seasons, we really haven't been able to see him consistently in the team, and Blackwood took that nasty fall the other week, which is sad to see, because he's got a lot of promise, and the more game time he can get will only help him.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think, I was just thinking about this before, do you think when it comes to Bubba Diawara, he's essentially, I mean, he's 30 now, he might even be 31, can't quite recall, but it's definitely in his 30s. Do you think now he's beyond the point of being number 9 that's going to last 90 minutes week in, week out, that you can rely to score goals in? Is he now just something we have to accept, the fact that he's a luxury player and he belongs somewhere coming off the bench in the 70th minute in Asia or Europe to secure a result, as opposed to us relying on him for a season?
Well, I don't want to be you don't want to be too harsh on him, because none of his stuff has come external issues and stuff. But, just compared to the other options that we have, if Blackwood's fully fit, then he'd probably go Blackwood. Halloran, we've seen can be a bit of a false 9. So there's other options that we have to look to prefer towards Bubba now, rather than him playing the 90 minutes.
Yeah, sure. For me, it's a case of if he's breaking down a lot, then that's unfortunate. That's just the way his body is. But I just want to know that he's working really hard and that he's really committed to allowing us to get the best out of him. So, pressing right along. So for Perth, their ins is quite interesting this week, because they've got a great amount of defensive ins. So they've got Dino Djurbic coming back in. Matt Sporanovic, who's been on, he's been in the Socceroos fold for many years. And also Jake Brimmer, the young, prodigiously talented player that was on the books of Liverpool not too long ago. he's also been promoted. However, for them, their outs, Tommy Murchula, he's not a player a lot of people know about, but he's actually really quite good. I kept tabs on him before he came to the A-League, so he was based in the K-League in Korea. Pretty much an unknown quantity, but he's a really solid centre-half, and I think that's been proven in the early rounds of the season with Perth. Sadly, he's suspended, so they lose him. And also no Brenton Santalab, Diego Castro, Jacob Italiano, they're all injured. So lacking a few strikers there.
Exactly, and a lot of those names are kind of illustrative of what Popovic is trying to bring over to the club. Especially like Santalab and Spranovic.
Yeah,
all that. So yeah, we know how deadly Santalab can be when he's coming off the bench.
Definitely. He's the quintessential.
Yeah.
Tony
I think he's hurt us a couple of times off the bench.
He has, no questions. Do you want to quickly tell us what the predicted lineups are?
Yeah, we'll turn. So for Adelaide United, predicted starting 11, we have Paul Izzo, Michael Maroney, Scott Galloway, Jordan Elsey, Michael Jacobson, Isaias, Halloran, Miko Boland, Ken Ilso, Craig Goodwin, and Stamatolopoulos up front. Turning to the Glory, we've got Reddy, Grant, Lowry, Franich, Davidson, Sporanovic was in there as well.
Yep.
Kilkenny, is it Wande?
I believe so. Yep. Good pronunciation.
Andy Keogh, Joel Chianese, and Economidis.
Yeah. So for us, pretty much a straightforward team that you'd imagine that Kurz would put out, given who he has available to him. For the Glory, similar sort of story, but you've got to emphasise the fact that there's going to be added pressure on the likes of Keogh and Economidis to deliver the goals, given that there's no focal point in Castro, and Sandflab's obviously handy, and there's been a lot made about how much of a up-and-coming prospect Jacob Italiano is. So a lot of pressure on Keogh. When he's in the mood, he's really menacing.
We've seen that at the start of the season as well. He's looking a lot more like his older self. Not older, but when he first came to the A-League. But we'll see if he can keep that form up, as the season wears on. So more than two really juicy teams, I reckon, there that provide a lot of creative attacks. And
I think
will be tested.
100%. I think Popovic's arrival has done a lot for a lot of those Glory players, and I think Keogh, that's most illustrated through Keogh, who he looks up for it again, doesn't he? After that sort of not lackluster period, but they were a bit flat during a lot of the Kenny Lowe era.
And even if you're saying that with Keogh, then you'd have to be kind of excited to see Diego Castro come back into the fold and see if he's reinvigorated as well. So lucky that we won't see him this week, maybe.
Definitely. We'll just run through some quick historical stats. So we've had the better of the Glory over the A-League's history. With 19 wins, we've got a 47.50% win ratio over Perth. They've beaten us 12 times, and there's been 9 draws. We've scored 55 goals against them. Against us, they've scored 50. Anything to make of all that?
Well, you never want to look. It's not a long historical record, so you can't look too far into it. But Perth travelling over here always tests the Perth team. So this would be a good indicator of how Popovic gets them going when they're on the road.
Definitely, good point indeed. So just running through some key points, got a few quick fire questions for you, Hugh. First of all, as everyone knows, we are in red hot form at the moment. Can we preserve this against what's looking like the best opposition in the league at the moment?
Yep, that's another reason why I'm looking so looking forward to this game, just because it'll be another strong test. We've played Sydney twice already, and now we've got Perth, who got a lot of us excited. A lot of us observers excited about what they can achieve this season. They're coming to hopefully what we can be turned into a fortress. And we'll see. It's going to be a really strong indicator of how we can go. How we can go this season.
Okay, can Apostolos Stamatopoulos step it up for us again, this time in front of the home faithful at Coopers?
I really like Apostolos. Yeah, he's got young, he's quick, he's dynamic. That's what I like to see. And he's going to be bringing with confidence. He's coming in there, and he's got a lot of people who can feed him the ball inside the box. So yeah,
good stuff indeed. Hopefully he can continue that fantastic form after coming in on the spot really against the Mariners and having to do a big job. Now they're missing some serious firepower as we discussed previously. Still got Keon and Economides, the two informed players for them. Is it going to be that crucial that they're missing these guys like Santalab who can make a big difference off the bench, and obviously their main man in Castro?
Yeah, so well, it might make a bit of a difference towards the end of the game, where you look for that attacking depth off the bench. So it sounds like maybe Popovic will have to. He's got a lot of defensive options on the substitutes this game. So yeah, they'll. Towards the last 20 minutes or so, they might miss Santalab, especially because we dig in at high marsh, so we really test, really make them grind it out.
Yeah, no, interesting food for thought. If we win this game, can we be confident that we're about to launch into trying to cement Cooper Stadium as being a fortress again? Because last season it wasn't really, and then obviously the season before we struggled under a Moore. So you could argue since that title winning season we really haven't been able to enjoy Cooper Stadium as being a real week in week out fortress. If we win a huge game against Perth, who everyone's saying are possible favourites at the moment, particularly without our main men up forward, can we enter in this discussion from that point?
Yeah, because it'll show that the defensive setup Kurz has this season is really working. I'm a big fan of Scott Galloway coming in.
Yeah, he's been a revelation, hasn't he?
And he's really going to help LC develop as well. So yeah, if they can if they keep a clean sheet, which might not be the outcome, but if they keep a clean sheet, then yeah, they can mix it up. Yeah, they can mix it up with anybody.
I agree. Is the Popovic progression real? And is it here?
I believe in it, yeah. From what I've seen over the first 3 games there, he's, like we were mentioning before, he's reinvigorated the players that were there already, and he's made some really key signings.
I can't disagree with you there. I think the culture's changed, and there's a renewed belief within Perth that hasn't been there for many, many years. And I think possibly since, and they weren't a great football team to watch going back this far, but when they made the grand final against Raw, where I think Barisha, in many people's eyes, might have cheated them out of the championship. I think since that season they really haven't had a whole lot of optimism. There was, in our title winning season, Castro was scoring a lot of goals. They were very top heavy, they were good to watch, but you still sort of had doubts about whether they could go all the way, and I think the Perth Glory fans probably secretly had those doubts too. So I would argue it's been many a years since Perth really had a strong sense of confidence within their playing group. So
and the fans as well. And the fans have a lot of confidence now.
Yeah, definitely. So Popovic, I think as an opposition fan, you're going to be worried, as we are. Now, usually they don't do overly well in Adelaide. Don't have a crash hot record in South Australia at all. Is a new manager that's coming this time around though? Do you see it changing or?
No, yeah, it's a good game to see if we can develop a fortress. We've got a good record at home against Perth. I reckon we'll build on it, and we'll show that it's not going to be tough to visit High Marsh this season.
Hopefully it's a similar case to when Sydney came for the FFA Cup and everyone was sort of, worrying about all the firepower they've got, and then they just didn't really bring it on the night. Hopefully it's a similar scenario for us. Here's an interesting one for me. He can't be ignored at the moment, so the question has to be asked. Will special attention be paid towards Craig Goodwin?
I think you have to do it, yeah. If you're Tony Popovic, there's no other option that you can do, yeah, because everything he's touching is just going in. You got to be worried about him. Yeah.
And as Tony Popovic is so fixated on the performance of his defenders. He's a manager that is always about defending first. You know, if anyone's going to sniff out the fact that Craig Goodwin needs to be, you know, really well looked after, it's going to be Popper.
Yeah.
So I think we can suspect a few early challenges maybe flying in, trying to just dampen the confidence of young Craig in the early stages of the game. Now, just moving along swiftly, just want to ask you how you would line up, whether you'd make any changes to what Marco Kurz, we believe, will do, which is pretty much a team at the moment that picks itself.
Yeah, maybe keep the Halloran as the false nine up front.
Okay.
Instead of Apostolos. I know I mentioned before I was a fan, but you know, crucial early season games like this, I think having a more, you know.
So you try and maybe utilise AP off the bench for a bit of impact.
That's not a bad shout. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. Okay.
Off the bench.
Yeah, interesting. Our key player versus their key player.
I think our key player, obviously Craig Goodwin, but the key matchup on the pitch is going to be around Scott Galloway and Joel Chiesa.
Yeah, he's looking nippy.
Yeah, and if we're talking about their firepower before, if we can nullify the creativity that Chiesa brings, then it cuts off a lot of the supply to Andy Keogh right there.
Yeah, no, it's a very sound point indeed. Final predictions. What are we going with?
I reckon Goodwin scores in the first 15 minutes again. Andy Keogh gets an equaliser just before half time. And Vinny Leah off the bench with the winning goal.
Wow.
Yeah, 2-1.
I hope you put a bet on that. Because you'll be well
I've
too
seen
rich.
some crash hot Vinny Leah goals.
Yeah. Victory last season comes to mind. If you put a bet on that, I reckon you'll be too rich to come back into this studio again. So, that might not be a bad option for you. For me, I'm not going to go too in depth with my prediction, but I think that we're going to lose 3-2. I think we'll go ahead to begin with, but I see us losing 3-2 on the day. Hopefully I'm wrong. But that's how I see things going. Now, just want to mention a few quick things on the day. There's a fantastic initiative being put out by the club. There's a Legends game on as the curtain raiser to the main fixture in the afternoon. So the Legends game, you've got some of the most familiar faces that we know and loved over the years.
Grow up watching, exactly.
Coming back to don the red once again. So the likes of Dodd, Cristiano, Cassio, and a plethora of others. Costanzo's another one. Yeah. Alagic. Yep. So plenty to look forward to. Make sure if you can that you go out and pay them your full attention after all the great memories they gave us over the years. And I just want to emphasise the fact that there's a lot more to play for this Sunday than what there usually is for us, because it's a momentous occasion. It's Remembrance Day. You know, we're honouring the lives of those who are lost, protecting our country. So you know, that's bigger than football, a lot bigger than football, obviously, and we want to pay them our full respects, and hopefully it's something that you know, motivates the players a lot more as well, knowing that you know, they'll be wearing, first of all, Remembrance Day customised kits.
That's a very nice kit.
And you know, for me, if I'm playing in a kit that has a poppy embedded in it, then you know, I just know that, you know, I'd grow a few inches personally. So huge things for the guys to process in their minds in the lead up to the game. So a momentous occasion. It's going to be nice weather on the day as well, I believe. So a lot to look forward to, no question about it. Just want to quickly put out there the fact that there's a very big major announcement that will be made that has to do with this show, the Purebred Reds, early next week, so keep a lookout for that. I wish I could say more, but Hugh, there's
under wraps.
There's a massive thing that will be coming out. It's an exclusive to the channel, and we're thrilled to have it. And once you know more, you'll be as excited as I am for it to come out. So keep that in mind, and just as we finish up, make sure you keep tabs on the following Facebook pages: the Reds, Adelaide United supporter page, and AFC News. They all do a fantastic job at keeping us up to date with everything Adelaide United. So if you're not following those pages, make sure you get on it and give them a like. And also pay some attention to what Hugh does with the Daily Football Show. Not only the podcast, but all the stuff that you put out online, all the online content is, if not, it's as good as the professional stuff that you get in the Australian media, if not better. They're more onto it than some of the actual, well-regarded journalists that we have covering this sport. So, Daily Football Show, awesome platform. Make sure you get yourself hooked onto it if you don't know about it already. And other than that, Hugh, thanks so much for coming on. Enjoy the game Sunday. We'll see you then.
I will, and make sure that after the game, come have a chat to the crew.
The fan camps, they're a massive thing now. I'm sure we're going to get heaps of people coming out, which is fantastic. We love it. It's what everyone looks forward to. So
I will be there.
We'll see you Sunday. Up the Reds. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.